What's new from Let Us Eat? A cheesy sausage potato soup, sure to please the pickiest of eaters. So stay tuned. I'm going to make a Dollar Tree dinner for you. It's going to be $7 for this cheesy sausage potato soup for your crock pot. It's an easy dump and go meal. It's a win-win for you. It'll keep your hands free so we can get it all done. And we're going to stretch that budget further and get more bang for your buck. So I'm going to turn this camera around and show you exactly what you need. You're going to need 2 things of the Italian sausage, 2 bricks of cheese, 2 cans of the potatoes, a cream soup or evaporated milk. I'm choosing cream soup because I do have milk issues. Some fresh cracked black pepper and some salt, as well as a bouillon cube. And I'm going to be using some onion soup mix instead of an actual onion. But all these are going to go into the crock pot to show you how to make this awesome sausage potato soup. I have my crock pot preheating to low because I am using some raw Italian sausage. And that way I know it will cook fully before it's eaten. And I'm also going to cook this on high because I want to have some tonight. Open up your tube of sausage. You could brown this if you want to beforehand, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to put it right into the crock pot, just like that. Both of my packages. Kind of squeeze it all out of there. I'm going to use both of them, and I have a masher where I can easily mash all this so it's ground up and evenly distributed through the crock pot. Make sure all of the sausage comes out. Now I'm going to take my can of potatoes. This is a 15-ounce can from Green Giant. I bet you didn't know that Dollar Tree carries potatoes. My Dollar Tree also has lima beans, and we're going to be having them with one of our dinners coming up because my children love lima beans. Always double check your dates on products from the Dollar Tree because some of their bread goods especially can be expired or they're baked goods. You don't want to get home expecting to be able to use something and find out it's been expired. I'm going to let those potatoes rinse for a moment. Then I'm going to add into my crock pot my can of cream of potato soup. And this is 10.5 ounces. I'm just going to take my spoon, mash that up. And I'm not going to dilute my cream soup. I'm going to put a well of water around all the ingredients once everything's in. Make sure it's all mixed in. Now I think the potatoes are rinsed enough. And you're going to dump it right into the crock pot, just like that. Make sure all those potatoes are out. And now I'm going to add couple of teaspoons of salt. Three teaspoons of the fresh black cracked pepper. And I'm going to add one of my chicken bouillon cubes from the pantry. This is where the bone broth is going to be coming from. I love bouillon cubes. It's an awesome way to add awesome flavor. You're going to take one of your cans and fill it up all the way, and you're going to around the rim of your crock pot so you don't pour it directly onto the cream soup. Pour the water into the crock pot, and I'm going to add another half. And take your masher and mash the potatoes up. It's nice that they're already pre-sliced. I didn't realize they sold pre-sliced potatoes because they also have them whole. You don't want to mash them up too much because you want nice potato chunks in your soup. I made a potato soup without sausage and my kid absolutely loved it, so I hope my 11-year-old will like this one as well. It's a miserable day outside. It's been raining on and off like cats and dogs. And we had some snow earlier this morning. Some areas got an inch to a coating to an inch. Other areas got 6 inches plus. It's a really bizarre, wintry, spring day today. That is enough for the mashing. I'll set all the cans aside. Clear my container counter up here. And then I'm going to add in the cheese. And I'm not going to grate it because it's a thin brick from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to cut it into cubes. I'm going to cover this up just for a moment. I'm going to put the cheese right into the crock pot. And then we're going to add the onion soup mix. If you're out of onions, this is a great substitute to get the onion flavor that so many dishes need. So about a tablespoon. I'll make sure I put my recipe in the description box below with what you need from the Dollar Tree. And then you're going to mix it well. So all the cheese incorporates within the soup. And the smell is absolutely amazing. You can also do this with ground beef. They have ground beef patties at the Dollar Tree, and I've worked with them a few times, thawing them and grinding the patties up to make cheeseburger macaroni casseroles and Frito beef bakes. There's all kinds of things you can do with those patties if you just think outside the box and then mash them up into ground beef instead of serving them as a hamburger patty. Now I turned my crock pot to high, and we're going to come back and look at it in a couple of hours. This is what my sausage potato cheesy soup from the Dollar Tree looks like. I'm going to take some out and put some in a bowl, and at least one of my kids is going to give this a try. She said it smelled yum. So let's get some out and you can see what it looks like. I'm going to take some of the soup out and put it into my bowl. This is a nice meal that's going to feed a flock of people with leftovers. It's a nice hearty meal on a wet, damp day. I'm going to show you what it looks like in the bowl. Here's what my potato sausage cheesy soup looks like. And I added some Texas toast croutons on the top that Dollar Tree also carries. And it looks so good and smells absolutely amazing. And my kid is going to have a bowl. She just got back from her friend's house and is hungry. It's been wet and miserable out all day. And this is a perfect way to end such a wet, cold day. I hope you enjoyed this recipe as much as I enjoyed making it and bringing it to you. I cannot wait to dive into my bowl of soup. And I put the croutons in it, so I'm going to give it a try. It's very, very hot. Oh my god, this is delicious. And I'll make sure that the recipe is linked below. I have a ton left over that I'm going to freeze for another time. And it is a freezer-friendly soup as well. Just let it cool down completely and freeze it in Ziploc bags. And make sure you put the date on it. Look for that red subscribe word. Give this video a big thumbs up. And tap on that bell.